Shabbos Daf Kufchof Aleph. Today's email comes to us from Yisrael G. He writes, I have to let you know how therapeutic Yishurim are. I was driving back from the Catskills and was sitting in traffic on the 17th for more than 2.5 hours. I started a few weeks ago doing Chazar from the beginning. Now I'm up to Daf Chaf Zayin. Trust me, there's no better way to spend time alone in traffic other than your Gevaldik Yishurim. Thanks again, Yisrael G. Yeshar Kayach. Famous concept of Amira La'akum Shvus. It's asur to tell a non-Jew, or even to hint a non-Jew, to do malacha for you on Shabbos. So what if you have a fire, and the fire department comes down? Says the Mishnah, you don't have to prevent them from putting out the flame, but you're not allowed to direct them and tell them, put out the flame. But if a minor, obviously we're talking about, there's no pikuach nefesh, if a minor comes to put out the flame, you must stop him, because he's doing it al das aviv, to appease his father. Let's say there's a situation where he's doing malacha, not for das aviv, for his own sake. Let's say he finds keys in the Rosh Hashanah, he wants to play with them. You don't have to prevent him, because we paskin that katan oichel velois, if a katan is eating, or at least this sugi paskins, if a katan is eating the velois, aim bezim mitzuvim, they're not mechuyev to prevent him. The Gemara tells us that there was a fire in the yard of Yosef ben Simai, and the Goyim came to put it out, his friends, the Roman friends that he had in the government, and he said, no, please don't put it out. It's Shabbos today. And the Gemara tells us he paid them very nicely, and a nace happened that rain came and put out the fire. Chacham said he didn't have to do so. As we learned in the Mishnah, that if a guy comes, you don't have to prevent him. Rabami says that when it comes to a fire, or any loss for that matter, you can announce and let it be known that whoever helps you is not going to lose. They will be compensated. But you don't say so, you say it, you won't lose. And that's the halacha, but you cannot prove it from our Mishnah. Says the Mishnah, you could take a bowl, flip it over, and put it over a lit candle so it doesn't cause damage, over waste. The Gemara is going to explain, we're talking about chicken waste, which is muktzah, so that a child shouldn't come and touch it. And over, you could take a bowl, flip it over, and put it over and trap a scorpion. The Gemara says that according to Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, he saw somebody do so, trap a scorpion. He said, I'm afraid that he might be chayav achatos. Even though it's v'lach shein tzricha l'gufa, Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai holds like Rabbi Yehuda chayiv. The Gemara tells us a story that Rav Oven gave a couch to 2 out of 3 guests, to Rav Yehuda, to Rav Yirmiyah, but not to Rav Chanan, the son of Rava. And Rav Chanan took exception to that. And when he heard Rav Oven teaching his son our Mishnah, and he said that you cannot cover the waste of a child so that another child shouldn't touch it, he said a very strong lashon. He said, Oven shatya. Oven is a shaita. And he's teaching shtusim to his child. Why? Because the feces, the waste of a child is not mukta. A dog, it's ready for achilas kelev. So therefore you just pick it up and put it in the garbage. There's no reason to cover it. And there's no issue of noilad, since you're anticipating it, you expect it to happen. And therefore, our mission is talking about the waste of a chicken, which is mukta. Yes, there's a concept of graf shalrei. Anything disgusting, you're allowed to move. The Gemara brings a story that there was a dead mouse by Rav Ashi, by his psamim, and he said, pick it up by a tail and move it out. It's a graf shalrei. So too, the waste of a chicken should be mutter to move. The reason why over here you can't move it and you have to put a kli on it is because it was already in a pile, in a heap of trash in his own chatzar. No heter to move it for graf shalrei. Shmuel ben Levi says that any animal that could cause damage, you're allowed to kill on Shabbos if it's chasing you. Now there are 5 animals that even if they don't chase you, they're going in a different direction, you're allowed to kill them. And they are the Egyptian fly, very dangerous, the Nineveh hornet, the scorpion that lives in Chadiov in Iraq, the snakes of Eretz Yisrael, and a rabid dog, a mad dog, anywhere in the world. There was a Tana that said in front of the Rabbi Ravuna that if somebody kills a snake, ein ruach chasidim noichem mimenu, it's not in the spirit of the chasidim. So he said, what you just said is not in the spirit of chachamim. Chachamim are not happy with these chasidim. But his own father, Rav Huna's own father, Rabbah, said that somebody once killed a bee, and he told him, did you finish with all the bees? The bee has many friends. In other words, it's not a good idea to kill a bee on Shabbos. The Gemara says an amazing thing. If a person has an opportunity to kill a vicious snake, it's a big schus. It's megaglim schus al yedei zakai. But if he had a brush with the snake, and his life was in danger and he wasn't able to kill him, that's the reverse sign. That's a sign that he was supposed to be harmed by the snake, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu made a nace that he shouldn't be harmed. So he has to start thinking what he might done in order to deserve this. And that, the Gemara says, is only in a situation where the snake was hissing at him, and it was in a matzav of sakana. The Gemara tells a story that once a snake fell in the Beis Medrash of Rebbe, and a Nivasi, somebody from Niva, came up and killed the snake. And Rebbe said a cryptic statement. He said, the snake met his match. And the Gemara wasn't sure, was it a good thing that he killed the snake, or perhaps it wasn't such a good thing. And the Gemara remains with the suffix. Rabbi Yanai said that you're allowed to kill a hornet and certainly a snake, but we can't bring a raya from that. Why? Because there's a concept called lefi tuma. If you're walking and a snake passes by, you don't have to go around the snake. You can continue walking. In fact, you're allowed to step on it and kill it on purpose. But it's lefi tuma. He's just walking. He's not going out of his way to kill it. And that's what the Shulchan Aruch paskins. When it comes to spittle, for instance, the Shulchan Aruch says we do have the concept of lefi tuma, but you can't have kavana. You can't do it on purpose. The Gemara tells us a story that Abba Bar Marta owed money to the Reish Galus. So the people of the Reish Galus brought him in and they were tormenting him that he should pay back. And it was on Shabbos. And the Reish Galus noticed there was spit on the floor. So he said, cover the spit. So Abba Bar Marta said, why do you have to cover it? You just walk lefi tumai and it covers itself. There's no problem of baina, of mashvegumais. So the Reish Galus says, ooh, this guy's a Talmud Chacham. Let him loose. Don't bother him. Have a wonderful day.